It's a little pixel.
She looked like a pixel.
Yeah. Okay, but
Samus.
what? Super Metroid Samus, where she's got like the 80s hair. Like,
Yeah.
You know when her armor blows off and she's in like that black thong bodysuit thing.
Yeah.
She's got like the 80s hair going on.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, Samus be fine. But then when you but they're like every other version of Samus is like she's wearing like normal, like something that you would actually expect someone to wear under like space armor.
Yeah.
Like a full like the Zero suit from. I mean, it's in Zero Mission.
Mm-hmm.
You played Zero Mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you played all. Yeah, in Zero Mission you actually get to play without the armor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I never played, like, I've only played Prime 1 for a little bit. So, like, when they put Dark Samus in Smash, she's, like, in Prime 3 or something only.
Oh.
And it's, like, it's kind of an obscure character. It's only in because they can play exactly like Samus, and that's the only reason why they did it.
Yeah.
But I like to pretend it's actually it's the Samus, like, the Dark Samus armor from Fusion. That's what I like to
The
pretend
X.
it is.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, that Samus is cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's scary as fuck. Like, it's hard to do. It's almost like they put Mr. X or Nemesis in like a 2D game, and that's hard to do. So that's really cool. Like, Metroid Fusion is like a little 2D horror game. It's fucking awesome. Like,
it's really cool.
Games need to do that shit.
Yeah.
That like, is the enemy called the Nightmare? And what's the enemy that's like the giant computer that like slowly the graphics on it change so much. Because, like, most of the game, it looks just like a Super Nintendo game. And then you get to that guy, and, like, the graphics change so much.
And they're, like, warping and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts out normal, and then it starts, like, changing as you fight him.
He's, like, a monster.
And, like, the music it plays is, like, really scary. Yeah, his name's, like, Nightmare or something like that.
Yeah.
It's fucking badass.
Fucking awesome.
Dude, that game rules. Metroid Fusion, it's so good. If you guys want to play, just emulate it on your computer. You don't need to go find a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, I that's how I played them all. I emulated it.
I own them on the Wii U, but I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's right there, but I'm still not gonna plug it in. But I could play Super Metroid. I beat Super Metroid.
Why don't they
Wii U,
port Metroid Prime to the Switch?
People are wondering if they're going to do like a Prime Trilogy re-release on Switch. But like when you think, like they made that Mario re-release, like it was like all the 3D Mario games. Mm-hmm. They're doing Zelda Skyward Sword soon, so like it's got to be like. You gotta put Metroid Prime on there. It would play way better.
I'm excited for Skyward Sword because I heard that game only sucked because of the Wii Remote.
Yeah. The fact that you had to play it with motion controls is kind of... And it wasn't really that good, motion controls.
Yeah.
Like, they said the motion controls on the Switch are just gonna actually work now. And you're gonna be able to, like, go one-to-one full fluid motion, because you couldn't do that in the actual Wii game. It was like vertical slice or horizontal slice, and it had like the same animations no matter what. Yeah. So they're adding like straight up. You can just do 1-to-1 sword fighting, but then also you can do like I could be wrong, but I just said it, so it's true. But then you can just use buttons too. You can just play it like a normal game, because they have to do that because Switch Lite people have to play like that. Yeah. So it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. People kept saying they're making a Super Metroid.
Yeah, people want them to
remake.
People keep saying there's like a rumor they're gonna re-release the Metroid 2 game on 3DS on Switch.
That's what it is.
And I mean, apparently that game's fucking awesome. So I've never played it, but apparently it's really cool.
But like, it's only a rumor, and Nintendo hasn't like fucking talked about it.
Yeah, they just had that Nintendo Direct in February, and I was sitting there like. I'm not expecting Metroid Prime 4. Everyone's like, Metroid Prime 4? I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting
2D Metroid.
Samus returns again. Yeah. Returns for the third time this time.
Returns cubed.
Yeah. Because the original was a Game Boy game, then it was on 3DS. And then now do it again on Switch. With slightly better graphics. Or just take that and do it for a Super Metroid or something. Like, just make a new original game that's 2D.
Yeah,
you know, that'd be fucking badass. But like they did it with when they put Link's Awakening on Switch. That was similar to what they did with Metroid. So, you know, I don't know. Just give me some games, baby. Give me some Metroid. I want Metroid.
Yeah. I forgot how fucking cool the Switch is, because you can fucking lay in bed and play it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Take it to the bathroom and shit. Play Switch.
See, sometimes you forget how really convenient it is.
Yeah. Because, like, I left my Switch at home, but I just recently got it and brought it back to the dorms.
Yeah.
And I just lay in bed playing, like, whatever. Like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love this. I also... Actually, I had bought Hollow Knight on it, like, forever ago. So I was like, I can play Hollow Knight while I take a shit?
Yeah.
This is revolutionary.
While taking a shit? Yeah, that's awesome. What I loved about when I had a PS Vita was Sony would give you indie games a lot for free for PlayStation Plus. So it was like a lot of games I already had on PC. I was like, oh, I can play on the go now. Yeah. And Switch is the same way, except you can also play it on your TV. So it's like even better. So it's like, that's awesome. That's what I love. Yeah. That's what I love. I love that, and I love that, like, because you can bring your Switch anywhere, and a lot of your friends will have a dock. That's why I have games like Duck Game, Rumbo and stuff. I have games that are like 4-player and more than 4-player on my Switch. Because then I'll go to my friend's place during like a party, and I'll be like, your Switch is hooked up, right? And I'll just put mine in its place. And like, all right, now we're playing Duck Game. Here we go. Like, it's fun. Switches are cool. It's like the coolest. Yeah. Though, did you see PSVR 2? They finally showed what the controllers look like, and they're more similar to like what Oculus is doing. It's like it's like a thing, like, you know, like they're big things that wrap around your hands, and you get the little sticks in your thumbs and blah blah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not like the Move controller anymore from the PS3. They're actually making a new controller, so I'm like, okay. I have PS5. I'll look into this.
Like, yeah, that's cool.
Because I think the only way to play Resident Evil 7 VR is on PSVR. And so, yeah, that sounds fun. I want to play PSVR sometime. My friend had it, but I want to play it. I want to play it again, besides the one time I played it.
Yeah, that is cool.
Alright, let's stop talking about video games. I'm just going to say something. Say something now.
Forgot.
you forgot?
Another thing with the Switch is the motion controls are like actually the best I've ever seen ever.
Yeah, they like actually function.
Yeah. Like PlayStation does it really well with their controllers too.
Yeah. PS4 and PS5 are both pretty good. PS3 was kind of shitty. Wii was shit. Wii Motion Plus was better.
Because you no longer with the Wii, Switch. You had to like have that bar.
Yeah, it sucked.
And now with the Switch, it's just like it doesn't fucking matter if you have the bar. You can just like
I broke the bar so many times.
Yeah,
and so whenever I want to play games on my Wii, like Wii games on my Wii U, because I don't have the bar, I have to plug in a Pro controller to like a Wiimote, and then I can move the cursor around that way because I can't just point at the screen.
Yeah,
and like nothing uses bars anymore. But those days are over. So it's just The only cool thing is that if you have a bar, or if you have like a Bluetooth wireless bar or something, you can put on your computer. So when you emulate Wii games with Dolphin, you can like use a Wii perfectly the same.
That's awesome.
Whenever we played, the first time I played like the Kirby game on Wii with my friend, what was it? Return to Dreamland. That game's awesome. That game literally just came out. We pirated it so we could play it because I just really wanted to fucking play it. And we played like 2-player all night using Wiimotes, and it was like this is literally 1-to-1 the exact same as playing on a Wii.
Yeah.
Except it runs better on a computer. So it's like it's fucking awesome. And Switch emulation does exist now. So does PS3 emulation. Pretty fucking badass. You can just play PS3 games on your computer. But yeah, Switch emulation exists. People will play Smash online on PC using Parsec, which makes it so it thinks your computer is the same computer. It's like the same thing like the PlayStation and the Xbox will do, where it's like, oh, we can share a controller, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. It does that for PC, and so it just reads their controller as a controller plugged into your computer, and it's like the connection is better on that than playing on the actual Switch, because Smash Online is fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's unplayable.
That's insane.
And so it's just funny. That's what people have been resorting to because they have to.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
do you want to talk about the shooting in Atlanta? I actually just watched the cops like on video how they responded to it.
It was really bad. I didn't watch it, but
the guy was like, "Hey, these things happen." He had a sex addiction, and he felt he needed to do this. It's like, why are you delivering the news that way? Just say it any other way.
Yeah.
Why? Like, it's so bizarre. Just be like, "Fuck her, kill people." Like, that's better.
Yeah. Why do you have to humanize a mass murderer?
Guys,
It's because
he just had a bad day. I
yeah.
guess. And it's like, are you like, is this the first time you've seen a killing and you're like trying to come to terms with what happened or something?
Yeah. Trying to, they always try to humanize like mass shooters who are white.
Yeah.
They always try to make them look like not a bad person.
Yeah, it's weird. They said that he kept frequenting the spas.
Yeah.
Because he had like an Asian fetish.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but it's not racially motivated. It's sexually motivated. But not because he's a sexist. He's just, a sexual addict. Like, just call him a racist incel. Like,
yeah, what's the problem? Why can't you? Why can't you say this was a hate crime? Why can't you say it's racially motivated? Because it is. He specifically targeted Asian women.
Yeah. You could be like, yeah, but he has to go to the Asian spa. No, but you can get a prostitute of any kind. It's not like you have to go to an Asian spa and be like, I need the Asian girls. That means you are fetishizing them, and that's kind of racist in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, the only thing you value about them is the fact that they're Asian, and clearly you don't actually humanize them. You're still objectifying them, which is why you killed them. Like,
yeah,
because to you, and yeah, they said like this was a way of him dealing with his sexual addiction. It's like, first of all, no, it's that's just so weird. Be like, well, he was dealing with his demons. It's like 8 women died, motherfucker.
Yeah,
it matters that they died, dude. It's fucked up. What about them? What about their families and shit?
Yeah.
I don't even know if they were Chinese. I don't think they were, but I don't want to say.
I don't know.
Everyone just keeps saying they were Asian women.
Yeah, I think that it's like that pretty much encompasses every.
Yeah, well, like that's the thing. The guy probably doesn't care. The guy, if you fetishize Asian people, you probably don't care the difference. You're probably like, oh, she has the Asian look.
Technically, Russians are also Asian.
Yeah, but I like people like when they describe them, they would be like Slavic.
Yeah,
that's like Russia and like you whatever, all those other countries around Russia that I don't want to name because I don't remember.
Yugoslav.
Yeah,
all the Slavic.
Yugoslavic.
Czechoslovakian.
Niko Bellic from GTA 4. He wasn't Russian, but he's from some random Slavic country that may have been made up for all I know. I don't remember. But
Ukraine,
yes, because didn't Russia like kept invading them, right?
Yeah. Ukraine has like a bunch of oil.
Yeah.
So Russia was like, "Gimme."
Russia was like, this is our land now."
Yeah.
I think they said they had a right to it or something. Like they used to have that land.
They did.
Right, which is the same thing that like Israel says to Palestine, which is why we should encourage bad behavior like that because it sets a precedent that it's okay to do.
Well, they actually had Ukraine for a long... Wait.
Does that make it right?
I think...
I mean, does that give you the right to...
No, it doesn't. But actually, you know what?
Ukraine demand their independence or whatever? They
declare
their independence?
I think they were brought under the USSR... And then after the USSR collapsed, they were independent again.
Yeah, it had something to do with them. I just remember it had something to do with the USSR. But that's like, that's like Hong Kong declared their independence, and it's like, so what, like, just like if we declared our independence.
Hong Kong has been a British... Hong Kong is basically owned and run by Britain. Yeah. It's a British territory. In the middle of China. But they are like an independent city-state.
Independent, or they don't belong to China, basically. So, like, does that give China the right to just... It doesn't. They declare their independence. And there's no justification for it. So. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, you can't just kill Asian people and then be like. I mean, well, first of all, we know for a fact the numbers, their statistics. Asian people have been like being attacked violently for a while now.
Forever.
Well, forever, but it's increased lately.
Yeah, because of literally because of Trump.
Yeah, it's because his words matter, and everyone wants to say they don't matter, and like just let him say stupid shit. It doesn't matter. It does matter.
People look up to him a lot for some odd reason. So anything he says, they're going to take to heart, and
it's because they fucking hate Democrats so much. They just want to own the libs. They just want to own the libs so hard.
And apparently Asian people.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
so weird to me because
I think.
Are you trying to send a message to like back to China so the people in China are like, "Whoa, Americans don't fuck around."
There was
What's the point?
There was a Chinese restaurant. Well, I don't think it was like an Asian restaurant of this guy who was an Asian American, born in America, of American descent. So his parents were born in America.
Yes.
His restaurant was vandalized, and they spray painted "Go back to China" and like all these racial slurs.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not even Chinese.
Yeah.
I've never been to China.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because of like COVID.
He's Asian American. That's how we would describe his look.
Actually, I think way, way back, even before COVID, we talked about this. And I said, like, Asian people have a lot of, like, racial discrimination, even more so than black people. Or about the same. But we never talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, I literally said that way, way back ago. Yeah. And I was like, it's never addressed, but it's just there's a ton of... Yeah. It's never, ever talked about.
That's because people associate Asians with, like, good traits. And, the thing is, like, people do it with Jewish people, too. They associate them with good traits. So, like, they don't have it rough. It's like, no, but that's why people target them for harassment. Like,
yeah.
Like, yes... Black people and Mexican people, they will associate them with like negative things and go after them for that. But it doesn't matter. The point is that they're different. That's how racism works.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
yeah,
so people are just assuming Asians don't have it rough, and it's like Asians like live in poverty just like everyone else. They get like mistreated just like everyone else. They get attacked and harassed just like everyone else.
They get attacked and harassed and racially profiled just as.
Yeah.
Any other minority would.
Yeah.
And it's just never talked about until very recently.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's been like...
and it's because Trump started being extremely openly racist.
Yeah.
Like, he was saying the racist shit that, like, everyone's racist, like, uncle or grandpa would say. Like, calling it the Kung Flu, for example, which is just not funny, for one. It's super cringy. And then all it does is just direct hate towards Asian people.
Yeah, and it's... I am really glad that more people are talking about it, because it really has been neglected.
Yeah.
And while I do think the Black Lives Matter movement is good...
Yeah.
And that, black people are obviously face the same issues. Yeah. It's just Asian people are more often than not forgotten about, and how...
I've been seeing
their racial.
I've been seeing a lot of black people talk about how we need to support Asian people.
Mm-hmm.
The love is there, If you're just not racist, you support each other, and so it's good. Like everyone's standing up for each other, and I'm glad to see that. Because it is weird. It is this weird thing when it's like, oh, it's a different race this time. We don't know as much about like their history or whatever. Like, are we gonna stand up for them? And it's like everyone just like coming out. Standing up for him, so
yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, don't make your picture on Instagram a yellow square though. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's so off the mark.
That's so bad.
That's almost racist in its own right.
Yeah,
don't do that. Just Like, literally, just post, like, an article or post an Asian person talking about it.
Yeah.
If you really want to show support, that bad, but don't fucking make it a yellow story. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, like, with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, they missed the mark with Asian people.
Yeah.
Because they focus mainly on blacks, indigenous people,
Yeah.
Mexican people.
Yeah.
And
it's really, because people, when they're talking about minorities, they'll say black and brown, and that usually mostly covers all bases. But not everyone thinks Asian when they say brown, even though plenty of Asian people are brown. But, like, yeah, when we say minority, we mean Asian as well. Every time. It's never... There's this myth that Asian people, on average, make more money than white people. And I think that's why people are like, yeah, Asian people don't have it rough.
Actually, is that a myth?
The reason why the numbers show that way is that a lot of Asian people who live here are allowed to come here because, like, they're legally allowed to come here because they were already extremely rich in Asia.
That's right. I did remember reading that.
So, like, they'll just, like...
The numbers are all
So it's like, but Asians who lived in America, like, their whole life live in poverty. Not
and
all,
a lot of Asian people who live in Asia live in
fucking
poverty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
And it's just, like, of course. And I'm not saying, like, all Asians do this or not, but, like, all races have people who live in poverty and people who don't. But Asians actually do have it. It's just, when you see the number, be like, Asians actually make more money than white people? But it's like, no, but Asians have an alarming rate of people living in poverty for people who are supposedly the richest race, quote unquote. So it's just like bullshit.
Yeah,
it's just like statistics always need to be looked into and double checked and fact checked because they can you can always exploit numbers. It's just too easy to do, and people will because people are biased and they're going to push their narrative. So, and that was a big talking point. For a while, a lot of people would always talk about how Asian people actually make the most money, and it's like it doesn't mean they don't face struggles of their own,
mm-hmm.
like specifically for them, like they have their own specific struggles.
I mean, we talk about this a lot, but they were literally locked up in a concentration camp.
Yes. Well, I'll never let America.
About that. Yeah,
I'll never let America live that down. So.
Yeah, people don't like to talk about that, but.
People don't like to talk about how America puts people in concentration camps all the time.
Yeah.
And then people are like, okay, now that Biden's president, actually, those kids in cages, that's actually justified. And let me explain why. Mm-hmm. It's like, bro, even if you make the conditions better, it's disappointing because this actually did not happen under Obama. Like, the rate that kids are in cages right now and separated from their families and shit, that didn't happen under Obama's. Like, Biden, Obama ran on fixing this.
Yeah. Obama built the cages.
I guess he did, but he didn't put people in them.
Yeah.
Like, those cages were specifically designed for if you were, like, a criminal. Like, they caught you. You're like, oh, we're catching you. But Trump redefined it to where, well, if you come here, you're a criminal. And I understand the argument, yeah, but they're illegal. But it's like, yeah, but there's a difference between being undocumented and breaking laws, Yes, if you like are very literal about a definition of illegal, but that's not like people would just come here and go, can we have asylum? And then they're like, no, now you're getting locked up. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's bullshit. Like, that's not them being illegal. Like, that's just fucking bullshit. So, and... that's what we've been doing for a while. Under Obama, it wasn't like that. Under Obama, they would even use tracking devices if they had to half the time. But they didn't, lock up everyone who came. And that's why there was a shit ton of people crammed in these cages together. And they're still there. Like, it's just new kids constantly coming in. And they just live there. It sucks. And then they become orphans. It fucking sucks. And we do this, and we just don't do it. And all the right wants to talk about is Dr. Seuss. Or now they want to talk about WAP, because they played WAP at the Grammys. And look, I would not have seen this performance if it wasn't for Tucker Carlson. But Tucker Carlson talked about it, which made me see the performance where they literally Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B get on their backs and put their knees facing, like touching each other, and start thrusting like they're scissoring, and to the music, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right. So, well, that's what Republicans do. They show super sexual things on TV, and they go, "This is outrageous." Meanwhile, the men in the room are like, "Yeah." I think it's outrageous. I'm going to slut shame them. It's literally the same thing people do about, like, when they talk about porn stars or OnlyFans girls. They'll be like, you're disgusting if you do this. Don't mind the fact I have a boner right now. That's not what's important right now. I'm a man. I'm allowed to like this. But you're degrading yourself. So I'm allowed to hate you and love this at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's like, bro, God's not real. Stop. Let girls show their tits. It's great. Why would you want to stop that? Why would you fight against girls showing their tits?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Come on. It's the whole free the nipple movement too. It's like, dude, I'm not going to stop you from fucking walking down the street naked. Like, yeah, no, it's like, fucking go for it. I really don't care.
Go off, queen.
Yeah. Let me see their titties, please.
Well, like, I can understand, like, it being weird, feeling like, because, like, dudes can, like, straight up wear, like, Speedo thongs and only that, and it's fine.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you might get social backlash. But it depends where you are, honestly. I feel like in certain areas...
Well, like, if you do that on the beach, you're like, you know...
Yeah. Well, yeah, you might get weird looks, but for the most part, it's fine. Whereas, like, if you are topless on the beach and you're a woman, you're gonna get in trouble. So it's like...
Yeah.
I understand the argument.
Public indecency.
And also, like, my whole thing about free the nipple is that the best part of the boob is everything but the nipple, and the only thing you can't show is the nipple. The only thing anyone is interested in is everything else. They want the boob meat. They want the big knockers, dude.
Right.
They want the big fucking knockers. They don't care about the nipple. So the fact that you can show everything but nipple, you can show side boob, under boob, and a shit ton of cleavage, and you're fine. So that's why the free the nipple thing, I think, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's like...
Apparently, there are beaches in Miami. They're just, like, public beaches.
Yeah.
But since there are a ton of... Cuban, Miami has a huge Cuban population.
Yeah.
So So it's normalized to go when you go to the beach. Women will have their tits out. Yeah. And there will be like naked kids running around. Well, I don't know if that's a Cuban thing, but I know that's a European thing.
Naked kids is kind of has everywhere. Typically not at public beaches, but like typically people are fine with like kids being naked.
It's a very European thing.
Yeah.
To where if your kid's like at a pool or a beach, they'll just be fucking naked.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking kids. And
I can see that.
Like, it is. I don't know if it's a Cuban thing, but I know for a fact it's a European thing. Because Europeans don't sexualize fucking literally everything.
Yeah.
But Miami, yeah. So there will be like these really hot Cuban women with their tits out. Just showing off their tits because they're fucking hot. Yeah. And other hot women will go there and just fucking show off their tits because they're hot.
I mean, it is weird to me because it's like, I don't know. I just don't know why. Like, I understand. The only reason why you shouldn't do it is if you're insecure. Like, dudes have that same thing. Like, dudes will go to pools or beaches and they'll wear their shirt the whole time. You know. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, if you're insecure, then don't do it. And that's how it should be. It should be bikinis, bikini tops. Women covering themselves, not showing their nipples, wearing bras so your nipples aren't shown, whatever. All that should still be normalized. But at the same time, if they don't care, then what's the problem? Like,
yeah.
If they're not insecure about it, then
dude, if you're proud,
but also like, here's my other argument. Like, people, are we gonna sexualize them more? No, we already sexualize the fuck out of women. We already stare at their, like, cleavage. In fact, I would say a cleavage is more alluring than actual seeing the fucking tits half the time. Because, like, you want to keep looking, you want to get, but, like, you just show it. It's normalized at that point.
Yeah, it's like the mystery of it Like, I bet those tits look fine.
I need to know, does she have brown nipples or pink nipples? I need to know.
Well, it's like,
if they're brown,
dude,
I'm out.
Dude,
just joking.
I'm like, dude, if you got a hot bod and you got some nice titties, fucking.
But that's like you can't even hide tits. That's the thing.
I know.
Well, you can, but like if you're at the beach, you're probably not going to be hiding them.
Dude, and
they're basically out. We see them.
I know, and like the bikinis women wear anyways are like fucking tight and.
Yeah.
They show off all the boob.
They want to look good, obviously. Like what?
Right, just fucking show me your tits, man.
Like, you want to wear something that makes you look good. You don't want to wear something that makes you look like
basically,
shit, so.
Bottom line, show me your tits.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't want to have to work.
But I do wonder. I mean, I think nothing would change. I don't think people would sexualize them less or more if women were topless. I think the fact that I think it's more of a mental thing is why men sexualize women so much.
Yeah.
I think if we were allowed to just be completely naked in public, I still don't think that would really change much. It'd be more of an issue for men because men would be like, I'm purposely jerking off in public and showing people their like hard dicks and stuff, and a lot of women would be like, I don't want to like stop trying to.
Or if you just get the random boners.
Well, yeah, random boners, but no one's gonna be at you for a random boner. Well, people might not.
I mean,
it depends what you're doing. I need context for why you have a random boner.
You're like shopping for toys for your little girl, and you just got a boner.
Right. Well, we don't live in a totally nude society. I'm just saying, like, for like, like nudist beach. The reason why people are comfortable at nudist beaches is because most of the guys are like totally flaccid, because they're so normalized to it that like it's not a perverted thing for them. It might start out that way,
yeah,
but it doesn't stay that way for long. So,
and at a lot of nude beaches, there's not.
It's
like old
mostly
fucking
old people.
saggy.
It's old people who don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Who probably wouldn't look good in a bikini anyway, or a swimsuit anyway, so just like, oh,
but apparently if you go to Miami, there's some fucking hot babes.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing, like, in, like, Hispanic culture in general is, like, twerking is just, like, normal. It's not a sexual thing. It's, hey, all girls all, like, Mexican girls, Hispanic girls in general, Colombian girls or whatever, we all have big, juicy booties. So we're just gonna shake them.
Why did you have to say juicy?
Because they know it. We all know it. Juicy and they. Well, I think it's funny.
Oh, I know, but that just.
No, well, you're making me self-conscious. I'm not saying
no, it's
I'm
so funny.
I'm not like, yeah, ass. Right now, I'm not like that. Right now, I'm not in that mode.
Juicy.
Juicy.
Oh my god, that reminds me of when I was a kid looking for porn. I would type in juicy.
No.
I know.
That might have a different meaning in porn. That might mean something different.
No, I would type in like fucking girl with juicy tits or something.
Yeah, well, see, now there's a word for it called thick. But back then, you didn't know what to like type in.
Yeah.
You're like, big boob. I want big boob.
Big booby.
Big booby. Hey, booby. So yeah, but the thing is, like, in Hispanic cultures, and any Hispanic girl can like confirm this. It's twerking is like super normal. You do it when you're like a little girl because just shaking your ass, basically. Shut up, Google. Anyway,
Google search big titty juicy.
Google, please.
Big
search big booby. But yeah, so like, to them it's normal, is what I'm saying though. Like, you're not like, I don't know, maybe guys watch and they're like, hey, cool, but you're also supposed to like,
cool.
You're expected to dance as well as like a guy, you know.
Yeah, like belly
normal.
dancing.
Yeah, belly dancing is another thing that's like not exactly sexual. It's only sexualized if you're like really perverting on them, pretty much. So,
yeah. Belly dancing's cool.
And yeah, so, but yeah, like to me, it's just like, you know, a lot of stuff is cultural things. So, and yeah, I don't know. I don't have tits, so I can't speak on this too much.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying is we support Asian people, we support Black people, we support Latin people, and we support tits and women.
Yeah.
We support everything. JP cool.
Yeah, send me a picture of your.
Stop! Don't do that. You're not allowed to send Shane pictures. No, you're not allowed.
Send me a picture of your tits so I can support them.
That's not how it works.
It should be.
It's not how it works. But you know, so like like this phenomenon where like girls will make like group chats and they just post their nudes to each other.
Yeah.
Because they just want to like have positive feedback, but without a guy being like, "You make me so fucking hard. I want to jizz on you." Like,
yeah.
Okay. I just.
Yeah. I know about that.
So like when you're.
Or they'll send their girlfriends nudes to be like, should I send this one or this one? Yeah.
Yeah. But like with the thing is, you know what it really is? It's because girls can't show their tits or ass without being like condemned for it.
Mm-hmm.
But like as a dude, you can send almost anything and it's kind of fine. You know, obviously if it's like sexual, they'll know. But like the difference is like a nude and a dick pic is not the same thing. Because if you really compare the two, it'd be like a spread vagina pic and a dick pic are like more comparable, you know? And if you got like an unsolicited spread pussy pic, you would be like, what the fuck? You'd be like, zoom out. You'd be like, no. No. This is how you... You'd be like, go back. I don't want only this.
Yeah.
So like, and that's the thing. That's what guys don't understand. Like if they just... Well, I don't know. A lot of girls, I think, wouldn't like unsolicited shirtless pics either, but...
Yeah, I don't get, like... Why do you send dick pics? Like, do girls actually like just looking at a cock? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just...
I mean, they like cock.
Right, but...
So theoretically, but the thing is that I think...
But, like, with titties, you got, like, you know... You got shaved and you got, like, two of them.
But
the cock is just, like, a fucking cock. And it's like, do they actually just, like, masturbate to it or something?
Is your only argument that there's two tits and one dick?
I mean, there's, like, more to look at.
Two are better than one? No, but I mean... Tits are...
like...
What else is... Tits are, like, generally more appealing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like...
But the thing is that, like, they just have to actually like you. Like,
yeah.
You can't win someone over with just your dick. And even if they like it, they'll be like, okay, I'm still not gonna...
Right, like, do girls actually fucking masturbate to dick? Like...
I mean, I feel like what girls masturbate to is... They might masturbate to, like, naked men, but it would not be just, like, a dick.
Right, that's what
They might masturbate to, like, a dude... Honestly, I feel like what girls masturbate to is, like, a shirtless dude. Not which a lot of guys would masturbate to, like, a girl in, like, just underwear or topless or something, too. Again, guys don't jerk off to, like, close-ups of pussies. Like, you know
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I got you.
So it's, like, it is weird, but it's, like, it's all we got.
I know. Yeah.
That's all we got.
Got dick or butthole? You get one or the other.
So, like, that's why it's a thing, but it's good to... I don't know.
Have you taken a dick pic before?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever taken a good dick pic?
I mean...
It feels like every time I take a picture of my dick, it just looks fucking gross, and I'm like, why?
Well...
It's like, okay, so like...
You have to... I don't know how to explain
whenever you're like, okay, my dick looks pretty good, and then you take a picture of it, and it's like, no.
Yeah. Like, this doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
What you got... Alright, you know, I don't want to talk about this. But all I'm saying is, like, girls like dicks, so they're gonna like dick pics, but they just need to actually like the dick and the person connected to the dick. Like, they're not gonna, like... But, so another thing is, too, is, like, the thing about dating is, like, if you're a guy, a lot of guys just rush right into it with, like headstrong, because they don't care. They're just like, I'm just trying to get lit. And girls are like... There's a lot of implications if we date. Like, how are you going to treat me? How is this going to change my public life? How's this going to change my living situation? How's this going to... dating, like, changes a girl's entire fucking life, pretty much. And they have to... And for them, it's like, am I going to be your doormat? Am I going to be your servant? Or is this... Like, so just showing them a dick, they're just going to have, like, a bajillion questions running through their head. And then you'll be like, no, I'm not... No. Like, it's too much.
Just touch.
Like, you have to, you know, you have to have some chemistry and some romance in there, or else you can't show people your dick. That's all there is to it. You know, I don't think like girls get just as horny as guys, but what they get horny for is different.
Yeah.
And so you have to keep that in mind. You can't just be like, because like we'll be like, oh, is that a butt? Oh, it's just two rocks close together. Okay, I thought it was a butt, and I got really excited.
You have to fuck her with your words.
You ever like you ever see those pictures of like a girl with two things stuck in her shirt, and you're like, holy fuck, and then she pulls them out, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Put them back in. Yeah. Put those back in right now. I want the fake. I want the balloons in the shirt. Put those back.
The fake out tit drops.
Yeah. This one girl did it once. I think she had like 2 cats in her bra or something. And I was like, no. Yeah.
I don't care. Put them back.
Yeah. Put it back. You're going to have big tits.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, tits are fucking awesome.
So, yeah.
Ass is really fucking awesome, too. Women are just fucking hot.
Yeah, women are pretty hot. It's almost like we've evolved a certain way to make our species last longer, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's life. That's pretty much everything you need to know right there.
Yeah.
Stop killing Asians and start
Tits.
allowing women to show.
I honestly think everyone would be a lot happier if women could just show their tits.
Everyone would just be a lot happier.
Yeah.
Well, this guy apparently had a sex addiction, and this is how he was working out his problems. You know, you could have just like jerked off or something. You didn't have to kill 8 people. It's just not an excuse.
Cops seem pointless. Have you ever actually seen a cop stop a crime or just deal with the aftermath?
Yeah,
because the way cops work is someone has to commit a crime. Yeah, well, you have to call them. They have to come and stop the person from committing the crime in progress and then punish them. It makes no sense.
You can see it happen whenever there's like a chase, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what they're good at is like, but like they're not going to stop it from happening beforehand.
Yeah. What's the point?
They can only catch the criminal basically. So like when people are like cops, cops, I'm glad they do what they do. I'm glad they catch criminals after the fact. But it's not like they make me feel safer. You know
right.
What I'm saying? Like,
it's not like a cop's gonna save you from being murdered. He's gonna just punish the murderer after he murders you. So he does prevent future crime, but that crime has to happen in the first place.
The cop has to be like around you, and if a cop's around you, no one's probably gonna shoot you anyway. But the second the cop patrols somewhere else, that's a little bit further from you, then
you're fucking dead.
If someone's targeting you, then you know the only real way to be safe is to have like paid for bodyguards or something like that.
So I'm just like the argument that cops like.
I see what you're saying, but they do stop crimes. It's gonna be more rare. It's gonna be really rare to stop it before it happens. Mm-hmm. What they mostly do is catch the criminal, which is it's a deterrent. It's a deterrent to stop people, you know. So, but also when you call the cops, sometimes they'll just shoot you.
If you're black.
This woman, it was a white woman who called her.
Oh, really?
She called the cops to have them help deal with her 13-year-old son who had Asperger's or something. He was just rejecting his mom and being a little fucking vile shit. So she called the cops and they shot the kid with a gun. They fucking shot I don't know what to fucking do, and they fucking shot him. I was like,
yeah,
bro, it's a
child.
It's a kid. You know, but that's what they do. They just kill everything.
It's all they're good for. It's all they know how to do.
There's so many videos of people knocking.
All cops do is shoot people and eat donut.
If you have a gun on you, there's strong chance that
you're gonna pull that without.
Well, you better fucking. I don't even know what to do. You better just lie about it. But if you lie about it and they find it, then you're going to that's going against you.
Oh right, yeah. I see what you're saying.
So you have to tell them I have a gun.
Yeah.
And there's
you better hope you're not black.
Yeah, there's a huge chance. And that one of the black guys who died when his wife and stepdaughter was in the car, or maybe it was his real daughter. Basically, he was with his family, he said, I have a gun, and I'm pretty sure he was licensed. He's like, I have a gun, let me show you, and
they just shot him?
Just shot him, yeah. That's on video, too. That one's fucked up. And the wife or girlfriend or whatever is just like, what the fuck? Why'd he have to die? And
he didn't.
Yeah. And
he was literally murdered.
There's a 4-year-old girl in the back seat, or like a 3-year-old girl. There was literally a toddler in the back seat.
Did he die?
Yeah. That dude died. They don't always die, but a lot of times cops kind of shoot to kill. Cops won't shoot one time. Like they shoot.
They unload a clip. Yeah, they will unload a fucking clip.
Yeah, because they want to make sure you don't fight back. They're making sure you're fucking dead. So that's the thing. When they pull out their gun, they're not playing, and there's a chance you're gonna fucking die. So what I don't like is when cops have their guns already drawn before they even get to the window or something, which happens sometimes. I don't like that because cops will just fucking kill you. And there are videos where a guy's like, he's at the window, and he's like, why's your gun drawn? Why's your gun drawn? You have to put that away. You have to put that away. And then, the cop won't do it. And the guy's like, I don't want to comply because he won't put the gun away. There needs to be some sort of way to be like, that just shouldn't be allowed. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to have the gun drawn when you pull someone over.
Well, and then the solution to that, Republicans who want to defend the police, they say the solution to that is communicate more clearly with the police officer, or don't make any sudden movements. No. That's not the problem. Yeah. The problem is a police officer.
Yeah.
It is not your fault to get shot by a police officer unless you are trying to fucking kill him.
Yeah.
If you're legitimately stabbing the police officer or pulling a gun in his face, that is different. But if you are both hands on the steering wheel, I have a gun in the car and they just fucking shoot you, that is not your fault. That is the cop's fault, and they should be trained differently.
And they should also be punished when they kill people.
Yeah.
And they never are.
No.
Literally, I can't think of a single case.
George Floyd, they got off.
I can't think of a single case where...
they get fired.
Either they get put on a little vacation.
Right.
They get put on a sabbatical or whatever. I don't know. I forgot the official term. But it's pretty often.
Administrative leave or something.
The cop who killed George Floyd was had a picture on a beach with 2 chicks.
Yeah.
And it's how's he
without a care in the world? Because he knows.
Yeah, of course. He doesn't give a shit. So I mean, there needs to be. What happens is the case either doesn't go to trial, or they get the lawyers all set up, and then it doesn't get far enough to go to trial, or if it somehow magically goes to trial and they actually have a trial, the cop gets off every time
because the jury.
Yeah, it's impossible. It should just be automatically
you murdered someone, you go to jail. But yeah, I hate that argument. It's we need to educate people on how to act around the police. It's no, we should educate the police on how to act around people.
It's not that different. It's literally basically the same thing as victim blaming with sexual assault.
Right. It's not the population's fault. It is the police officer's fault for not.
Yes. The phrase "a few bad apples spoil the bunch." That's the phrase. People always say it's just a few bad apples. But first of all, we don't do anything to stop those bad apples.
Yeah, we just
let them. Second of all, it spoils the bunch, and that's how the metaphor actually goes. And what that means is that now more cops are going to do it because they're being allowed to do it.
Right,
they're getting away with it.
Yeah, if you set a precedent where if you're a cop and you fucking murder someone, then you get murder charges.
Yeah,
people are going to be less likely to fucking shoot.
And so we were just saying, yes, you're saying cops don't really prevent crimes, and my argument was, well, they do have a deterrent because you won't commit a crime because you're afraid of going to jail or being killed by a cop or being arrested, whatever. But there's no deterrent for the police. The police have no deterrent at all. The police live in a policeless society. They have no, they're outlaws, basically.
Mm-hmm.
How is that good? That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we have, we know for a fact a bunch of them are racist. So, I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, Cops. All they do is kill black people, racially profile, and eat donut.
Yeah, eat donut.
Fucking pigs.
I don't know if cops get really offended by that stereotype of them eating donuts or not. But it's really fucking funny.
Yeah. Where did that even come from?
I don't know. It's probably just like a TV show or something. But the thing is, like, it probably came from like an angry black guy.
Yeah.
People just start saying it. But like, the thing is, it's like it's funny because like, what do they really do on their day-to-day life? They sit in their car with a little scanner. Half the time they're not even touching it. I knew a guy who was a cop, and he said he just played 3DS all day. He said he's in his car, parked, just so people would slow down driving past him. Because what you're pretty much supposed to do is stop speeding.
Dude, if you're a cop...
Times, if you drive like 15 over past a cop sitting there, he won't do shit. He'll just
I know.
Be like, oh, he's like, that's a little bit faster. I might stop you. If you pass a cop and slow down, they won't like pull you over. If you see a cop and you're going like 20 over, yeah,
and as like right before you pass them, you slow down, they're like, okay, and then once you're out of their sight, you just fucking speed up again. And it's like fine, and they don't fucking care. Yeah, they only care if you're like actually fucking around.
I always feel bad because you might have observed this too, but I always feel bad whenever like I'm driving by cops. I'll usually make sure I'm like in the left or right lane, like away from them. So they're not behind me. But like people will like not drive fast. They'll just like go the actual speed limit, and the cop will get like will ride him, and then like they'll just like still won't go faster, and then the cop will just switch lanes and just like speed up past.
Well, it's like
because to them they're just driving,
right? But
people are so afraid to drive like they normally.
Before a cop pulls you over,
yeah,
they ride your ass because they get like the license plate and shit. Yeah. So it's like you're making the situation worse by riding their ass because they think you're gonna pull them over.
Yeah, so you might as well just. Yeah, I just if a cop's like tailing me, I just drive like normal. I'll just drive just as fast, and I'll just because they don't give a shit.
Unless you're like going 30 or 40 over.
Maybe in your area, but here it is. It seems like it doesn't fucking matter. And everywhere I've driven around here, it seems like it doesn't. Matter.
Unless you're literally like fucking going 100 down the interstate or something.
What cops do? Yeah, if you're super speeding, they're gonna fuck. Or if you have like your taillights out or whatever.
Usually they won't even ticket you for that. They'll just be like, fix it.
Yeah. Every time. Well, not every time, but almost every time I've been pulled over, I've never gotten a ticket. That's for sure. But every time I've been
pulled over, I got a bag of candy.
Yeah, she got a bag of candy. You were speeding too.
I was going 20, 25 over.
I've literally never been pulled over for speeding. But I don't drive that much faster than the speed limit typically.
I know. I pass you all the time from Leland's.
Well,
I'll be like, God damn, dude.
I don't like driving way over. But anyway, I've been in a car accident before too, so like I don't.
Oh.
It gets like whenever you're going really fast and there's another car going really fast, I'm like,
Yeah, that freaks me out. Whenever it's like no one in the lane, I'm just like, boom.
Yeah. Well, see, the way I drive when I'm like driving home on the interstate from Leyland's, I have a song on and I'm just vibing. Like I'm like leaned back, just like vibing. I'm not.
That's what I do too, but
you do it faster.
I just have my foot on the floor.
So whatever. But the point is that what cops do is they sit in their car all day. They don't do fucking shit.
Yeah.
So that's where
and
the
we pay them
comes
for
from.
It. Yeah.
Stereotype comes from like they just eat donuts because what the fuck else do? You're sitting in your car all day. You've seen like you started watching Reno 911.
Mm-hmm.
That show's fucking god tier.
Yeah.
But have you seen like what's that movie called? The cop movie. Fuck, it's made by the people who made Beer Fest. Fuck, what's this movie called? It's gonna bug me. Damn it. They're literally just cops.
Is it like it's like
they're cops?
Something with an H and
there is two of them.
It's like
they made like they had like this GoFundMe for like a sequel movie.
Isn't it like it's like something B and
hold on
H
cop comedy movie because I really want to like I don't want this podcast to go any longer of me going what the fuck's it called.
Speaking about movies, Snyder Cut came out.
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah. No, it came out like yesterday or something.
Oh.
Hold on, I gotta find something.
I really want to watch it.
So the thing is about Snyder Cut is
I've heard it's actually good. Or at least it makes more sense.
I've heard it's pretty much the same fucking thing. Oh, Super Troopers. That's the name of the movie.
Oh.
I'll go into that in a second. So what I've heard is that, first of all, Joker doesn't even say we live in a society. Second of all, I've heard that basically like doesn't really change anything. It's the same movie. But I don't know. Some people said it's better, but I think it's because those are like the Snyder fans who like Batman vs Superman. You have to remember, a lot of people actually really like that movie. I don't know how.
How?
I don't know how. People defend Suicide Squad as well.
Why?
I asked this girl once why she likes Suicide Squad, and she said like it's close to the comics or something. I was like, does that make it good?
Yeah.
And I was like, why is Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad? What does she bring to the table?
She's been in Suicide Squad.
No, I know, but I say in the context of the movie, what does she bring to the table in that movie? What does she do?
Tits and ass.
And she's like, well, it's like that in the comics. I'm like,
no.
And I'm like, no. What does she bring to the table? Like, tell me, like, the plot of the movie, the story of the movie. Why is she there? Like, there's no reason for her to be there at all. The reason she's there is just, like, introduce the Joker and bring him into the story. But the story shouldn't, like, the plot shouldn't be like, this character has to be there so the story can happen. It still has to make sense in the universe. Why they would put Harley Quinn on this team. The other characters have, like, powers and can actually do stuff.
Have you seen Birds of Prey yet?
No, I still haven't watched it.
It's pretty good.
Everyone says they love them. Well, no, they don't say they love it, but they say they like it or they love it.
Yeah, it's one of the better DC movies.
It
definitely. Well, Harley Quinn's always been like one of the better characters in the DC movie.
She's only been in 2.
Well, yeah, but.
But the thing is, Harley Quinn was a character we all really wanted to see live action for a long time, and then her first go was Suicide Squad, and people said she was the best part.
I mean,
people said the only reason to watch Suicide Squad was to see, what's her name?
Margot Robbie.
People said just watch it for her as Harley Quinn and everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah. And
guess what? She's in Suicide Squad, she's in Birds of Prey, and she's in the new Suicide Squad. None of these are canon, and she's just like in all 3 of them, but none of them are connected to each other.
Yeah.
Which is why adding Jared Leto Joker to Justice League is stupid, because that Suicide Squad movie isn't canon anymore, and the new Suicide Squad movie is going to be different. It just still features the same actress for Harley Quinn.
Margot Robbie really like hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
With her.
That's so cool to see, because that's
Harley Quinn.
That's the kind of character that
like she plays Harley Quinn really well.
Right. I still haven't seen her performance in any of the movies, so I should just watch Birds of Prey.
It's like really good.
Doesn't it have other characters? Like,
yeah, it has a lot of female.
Huntress?
Yeah, it does.
Fuck yeah! All right, I want to watch. Does it have Black Canary?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I want to watch it now. I knew I thought it had other girls, but I wasn't sure. I know Black Mask is the villain, and he's cool too. But...
Yeah, and it like actually makes sense when the characters come together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it all. It's like one of the better. Yeah, it's.
Well, see, DC had a while there after Justice League where their movies started getting better, and I think it's because they wanted to move away from this Zack Snyder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Everyone's like, finally, they're releasing the Snyder Cut, but it's like, didn't we move on? Like, didn't you guys see Shazam? Like, it was a perfectly fine movie. Like, we don't need Zack Snyder. We never did.
No.
All he did was hurt these movies.
Yeah.
And so why would you? And it's like just to appease those particular fans. And it's like. I think the reason why they're okay with it is because they're going to retcon literally everything with the Flashpoint movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to introduce a new Superman. Like, they're already doing... Like, they're always competing with Marvel, you know? But they literally started doing things the same time Marvel was doing it, but Marvel had been doing this for, like, 10 years prior.
Yeah.
So Marvel had all this build-up to these great, like, decisions.
Avengers and...
Because, like, Batman vs Superman came out, like, the same year as Captain America 3, Civil War. It's like, wait, but this is... there's been 2 Avengers movies and, like, a whole bunch of movies for Iron Man and Captain America. Like, there's a build-up to this point where they're finally fighting each other. In fact, in Avengers 1, when they first meet each other, Iron Man and Captain America are teasing this idea of being on opposing sides. You know? Like, they've been teasing the Civil War thing for forever.
They like, pushed... They did Justice League way too soon. Like, way too soon. There wasn't even an Aquaman movie.
The Batman movie was basically Batman vs Superman, and there was the Wonder Woman movie. I think they made after Batman vs Superman, where she was already in Batman vs Superman. So they kind of fucked up Batman vs Superman.
And then they just did Justice League, like, right away.
Yeah.
But with the Marvel...
No Flash set up, no...
Yeah. Marvel, it was like every individual superhero...
Yeah.
Pretty much, like, all the big ones, at least, had their own movie.
Yeah.
And then it was Avengers.
Which was
important. And it really built up to it, and...
Those movies... People shit on Thor 1, but I actually love that movie. I think Thor 1's amazing. But it's also like a feel-good, lighthearted movie that just happens to have superhero shit in it. But, they had all this build-up. So, like, Captain America's movie was based in like, the 1940s. So when he's finally brought up to speed for the first time, he has to work with, like, Iron Man and Thor. And so it's a really cool, interesting thing. So the only movie they didn't have, like, a movie for was Hulk. Hulk was, like, the only one who didn't have his own movie.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't matter. It's not real.
I'm pretty sure it's still canon.
It doesn't matter though. Like that movie's not referenced in any of the other material. You can just completely skip it.
Still matters.
No, it's Marvel, but it's not. But it was done by the other studio. But doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. Different actor. None of it ever adds up. All you need if you watch it. The only reason to watch it is to see some stuff about, like, Hulk's origin and why he's sad. Okay. Anyway, the point is, Hulk didn't really need a movie to begin with, because we all know his fucking origin. It's super obvious.
He hit bomb.
Yeah. Okay, but what I want to say is about Margot Robbie.
She's hot.
A character like Black Widow, for example,
she's
supposed
also
to have
hot.
A Russian accent. Any female actress can play Black Widow. Now, I actually like what's her face? Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I actually really like her.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
And shut up. And in Marriage Story, she fucking like really won me over. But I liked her in Avengers 2 a lot, with the little relationship between her and Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
I like Scarlett Johansson, but people shit on her because she did Ghost in the Shell. And
really?
I agree that's kind of cringy. But
that's funny.
It was because she was the only female action star for some reason.
Yeah.
But all she brings to the table is she's a female action star, whereas Margot Robbie has to nail this very particular character. But with Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, they basically took Black Widow and said, "This is female superhero character." It's no longer like, you know.
So you said Black Widow's supposed to have a Russian accent?
Yeah.
Margot Robbie does a Brooklyn accent really well for Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Because Harley Quinn's supposed to be from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And she, like, again, hits it right on the neck.
Yeah.
Like, she does it really well.
Yeah.
She really gets into the...
That's what I'm saying. She has to have a certain sense of humor, certain personality, and has to have an accent
and
down.
She's in, like...
Has to have the look down.
She's in Wolf of Wall Street, and she plays, like, the... I've never seen the movie, but I assume she plays, like, the serious girlfriend.
She plays a very different character from fucking Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it just shows...
Her caliber of an actor.
It just shows how good of an actress she is. Like, they're like, can you be this... Like, I don't think Scarlett Johansson could be Harley Quinn.
Like, I literally...
No, that's a fact. She just can't do it. That's...
I literally think of Margot Robbie on the same caliber of an actor or actress as Leonardo da Vinci or DiCaprio.
Yeah,
and
she's equal to Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, and
you're saying she's like right up there with like some of the best actors
with like the A-list high caliber actors, like fucking like Leo and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, and I like that. Suicide Squad was such a flop, but everyone was like, "You did great," and she's like, "Yeah, I'll do Harley Quinn again. I'll do Birds of Prey again." Ben Affleck's like, "Fuck it, I don't want to do Batman anymore and stuff." He is going to be Batman in the Flash movie, but it's like, a lot of DC people are getting like the fatigue of it, and she's like, "No, I'm going to own this shit." Like, and like she doesn't have to be so tight. Like, she doesn't have to be like, "Oh, I'm Harley Quinn," but like she's like done the same thing that like Hugh Jackman did and Robert Downey Jr. did, where it's like we are the fucking character. And now when you think of Harley Quinn, a lot of people will think Margot Robbie. So, I have a lot of respect for her. Again, I like Scarlett Johansson, but Scarlett Johansson can't be on the corner.
She's only got the tits.
I mean, I kind of like Scarlet Witch more than Black Widow.
Yeah,
and
she's pretty hot too.
I've thought that since Avengers 2. I thought that.
Yeah, she's hot.
Elizabeth Olsen is a better.
She's way hotter. Okay, we should.
If you want to see them naked, they all have nude scenes in different movies. So all 3 of them. So there you go.
Olsen?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Almost every female actress has done like a nude scene. That's what I'm saying. I don't think people care that much about showing their tits.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of normal with it. I don't think they care.
She's really fucking.
Well, anyway, before this turns into the misogynist podcast, Shane. Shane's a horny college boy.
I'm sorry, she's fucking. She's hot.
That's fine.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm fucking. Yeah.
Get fucked. Goodbye.
Oh.